Sure, Andrew. I really believe, obviously, many CEOs of the Business Roundtable and others agree that it's a fundamental principle of democracy to be able to have access to voting. So obviously we don't want any discriminatory action related to that ability. And certainly, as we've seen in recent years, it's really important to be flexible in terms of the ability for people to vote, because there's so many different ways that the economy is working today, different hours, different conditions. We really do have to work on that principle. Now, obviously, we need to make sure that the person voting is in fact that person, but we don't have to be so restrictive that we're actually closing down people from being able to really access that right to vote.
Curious if you could give us your initial take on the infrastructure plan. Of course, this infrastructure plan calls for a big boost in the electric vehicle market and the grid, of course. A lot of money being spent there, $174 billion for the electric vehicle grid, $100 billion towards the electric grid.
Yeah, Andrew, there's a lot there, obviously. Lot really to focus on the details of what's going to happen going forward. But obviously, we're very happy with the focus on electric vehicles. I think that's a great thing. We're actually doing coordination agreements with other utilities to try to put corridors in place to take away the range anxiety when electric vehicles come into play. So that's a very positive thing. Also, from the climate change perspective, our industry has been focused on the conversion to a clean energy economy for years now, and we've continued that process. AEP alone certainly has reduced our carbon emissions by over 70%. So we're going to continue that approach. We put out new targets of actually being net zero by 2050. The challenge in the infrastructure bill will be with corporate taxes going up, which for our industry, our customers, there's a direct charge, a direct flow through of those costs to our customers. In the midst of that, if you accelerate the clean energy transition so quickly that you're being really not very efficient from a capital perspective, right, we've got to be very careful to ensure that our customers not only have the resilient and reliable grid, but it also remains affordable.
Yeah, Nick, some of it doesn't make sense economically without the help. And as you point out, corporations don't pay taxes. People do.
Right.
But how hard is it to get regulatory approval, given the green lobby right now for all these things that you want to do, their paperwork and everything else? And isn't that, counterproductive to what we're trying to accomplish by the same people?
Certainly there's challenges with that, because obviously they're thinking about the affordability relative to customers. And when you think about the last time when the Obama administration was in, we spent $9.2 billion on scrubbers and SCRs, which eliminated SOx, NOx, and mercury from the emissions of our coal-fired power plants. Well, that's really the undepreciated plant balances that still exist that customers are paying for. So if you think about those kinds of long-term capital decisions that are being made, it's going to be incredibly important for our customers to be able to respond to that ability to make that transition.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.